we started with chapter 1, and so our chapter 1, what they are is they're characters within a game, and we've been studying the Cold War, so it's not necessarily along the lines of the Cold War, but it's along the theory of the Cold War, the fear you're trying to get out, and you're trying to kind of beat these rebel robots. So in chapter 1, there were different clues, and they had to match the robot to the bullet kind of cue, and what it had is this one was a math problem, and so they had to solve the actual equation math problem in order to do that. This one was a Google one, and it was about The Simpsons, which a lot of them are really into, so they had to actually find the clue, read through it and understand who it was, and then circle the page, and you can see this was the answer document that they used. So there are 4 challenges. This was a visual one, and what they had to do is, it's one of those seeing eye ones. You put it up and you see what you can see in the card, and you matched it with the eye. Then the last one was a letter one, so they had to match the letter phrase and find out which ones went with it, which ones didn't. So once they solved all 4 puzzles, and we're really looking for problem solving, and we have a hard time, especially with my advanced group, of giving up on a problem and thinking outside the box. And so that's what we're trying to promote, is that problem solving skill. How can you solve it even when you're frustrated? And so they moved to chapter 2, and chapter 2 was then a passcode. So they had to figure out folding the shapes, which was following directions, which is one of our #1 issues in school, is following directions and reading through it. So that was kind of following direction skills. And then chapter 3 is a read through and find the symbols. So they're matching the code to the symbols, which is what most of the groups are on right now. And they cut out the symbols and find the phrase through a letter that has some of the same words and symbols. And then the last one, chapter 4, grab the back, sorry, is an actual map skill. So what they're going to do is they'll have a map, and they have buttons, and they're going to connect and follow the map, which is the skill for social studies, to be able to figure out which button to press in order to deactivate the end result, so the bomb, the nuclear bomb. And so that's their goal today. So their mission, it's really problem solving and thinking skills that we have a hard time with teaching in class, and this is something that I couldn't do in just my classroom. I'd have to have space like this, where I have 6 classrooms, and I can put them in groups of 4, and I've randomly mixed them with skills, abilities, and 3 different levels of students. I marked some that I knew would give up easily, but with others that were like, no, we're not giving up on this, and no, we've got to be able to do this. So it's just a neat way for kids to learn. I mean, just to be able to come, and they were really excited about learning in a new space and just being in a room. The end goal is, after they finish the game, they're creating their own escape game. So they're going through now the writing process in a different way. So they're going to have to write a story map, they're going to have to use post-it notes, they're going to use creative thinking skills to then create their own, which then we bring and have other groups do and follow through. And then our hope is that we'll have a fundraising night to have families come and escape their games, and they're going to be able to, find the rooms or be able to hide clues in it. So, just along the lines of what we're studying in social studies, they can use the Cold War or, some of the scholastic magazines. So it's just a really fun concept for the kids to be able to think through challenges that we wouldn't normally be able to do in a regular classroom setting.
Fantastic.